And so begins a cool live session on this Friday afternoon with the Jonathan Scales Orchestra coming down from Asheville to here to Spindale. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Nice to have you back here, guys. Jonathan here with me on the mic. I'm Martin Anderson. Are those brand new steel pans you've got this time?
I've had these for a few years, I think.
They're so shiny and new. They're not dented or scratched or anything.
I think I did shine them last week.
You shined them?
I rarely shine them, but actually I think I did last week for the first time in a couple of years.
And then how do you make them sound so good? That's the bigger question.
That's not really me. That's more like that's the builders,
Yeah, well, okay.
I'm just trying to do what I can,
Yeah, all right. Trying to live up to their expectations.
Yeah.
We got some cool folks here. Phil Bronson, a powerhouse on the percussion. Welcome. Sounding strong over here in the corner here of Studio B. And then we've got a bassist over here by the name of Cody Wright, laying down some fat, funky tunes. Nice to have you here.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Kicking off that tune with a funky rhythm for sure. Funky sounds. What was that tune, guys?
That was one called TNFJ, which stands for Tuesday Night Funk Jam. If you guys are familiar with the Asheville area, it's just a shout out to that whole scene.
There's a funk jam
Tuesday night at the Asheville Music Hall.
Asheville Music Hall. All right.
Yes.
Yep. Cool.
A lot of the guys in the Booty Band have they've kind of started that thing up, and it's been going, and it's a very strong thing for Tuesday night. Doors open at 7.
Yeah.
It starts at 8. Casey Dreesen will be opening for us.
All right.
Whoop.
Cool.
Which, it's hard to even say opening for us. He's sharing this show with us.
Yeah.
Casey Dreesen is the most amazing fiddle virtuoso. He does some crazy stuff on the fiddle.
He is a one-man band, and he really does sound like 3 or 4 different artists in there.
This is true.
And actually, Casey Dreesen because he's played with you before, and he's on this new release that I'm hearing rumors about. Jonathan, what's up with that?
Yeah, we have a new album coming out. Recently, we've just been signed to Rope-A-Dope Records, which we're very happy about.
Sweet.
But July 9th, the new album comes out. But tomorrow's our CD release show in Asheville, and we will have them there. They will be there.
You
also.
Will. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Early.
New from Rope-A-Dope Records. That's a cool record label.
We're very happy to be with them.
They're out of where?
I think they're based out of Philly, generally.
Philly, okay.
Yeah,
that area.
The Philly area.
I'm spacing some of the other names of the acts on Rope-A-Dope, but trust me, they're good ones, huh?
Yeah, they work with people like Snarky Puppy, Medeski Martin Wood, and Charlie Hunter, and Antibalas.
Yeah, Antibalas.
A lot of cool people come through there.
Cool. How'd they discover you? Let's see. You guys sound pretty cool. Asheville's got a lot going on. Any other reasons how they maybe discovered you guys?
Well, there's the actual logistics of, our team sent them an email, and 2 months later they responded with positive feedback and wanted to work with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point we were already done with the record. When we first reached out to them, we were hoping to, work together through the whole process.
Yeah.
But I'm very happy that better late than never, better late than ever. So luckily they jumped on board before we put out the album physically and technically. So we're very happy about that.
So that's a really cool thing to know is you musicians out there or people that just kind of follow this stuff that an album can be made without a record label and then the record label signs on.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to work.
Yeah.
Because, when I sent the emails, or whenever our team sent the emails, we just kind of sent it out there, not knowing what would happen. So after the emails were sent, I just kind of blocked it out in my memory and just pretended that it was never going to happen, And so it was a pleasant surprise when we heard back.
That's how it works sometimes, isn't it?
That's how it works.
If nothing else, it's a nice, pleasant surprise. But sometimes it almost increases the chances that the good thing ends up happening. You just put it out of your mind, out of sight, out of mind.
This is true.
And then it happens. Now, who is this team you speak of? Who's working with you?
There's different levels and different things happening in the camp right now. It sounds weird to say, but
sounds like Matrix or something.
It's the Matrix.
Yeah.
So on one level we have my good friend Allison Pettigrew, who helps a lot with the logistic things because as times get crazier for me, I can't do everything that I used to do. So there's people like Allison who help me send emails and invite people to shows, Facebook events, and all that stuff. And then there's also we work with TG2 Artists, booking agency who also books for the Ducks and Solas and people like that.
Yeah. And
then we also have a European agency. We'll see what happens with that. But we do have a European agency, and also we have publicist Mason Jar Media.
Mason Jar Media, yes.
So there's people for the first time in a long time we have a team, you know. So
Right on.
that feels pretty good.
Yeah. Sounds like times are getting crazy for you with all these things.
Times are getting isn't crazy in a good way.
Yeah, crazy good.
That's correct.
You did do MerleFest. It was probably the first time that steel pans were brought to MerleFest and Wilkes Community College, maybe. But it was a great little that they do that midnight jam. I think Casey Dreesen was actually hosting it.
That's correct.
When I saw you, and that was fun, huh?
That was fun.
Yeah.
I was kind of nervous at first because, you know, it's MerleFest. It doesn't seem like we belong there. So I was really excited about playing MerleFest. We had 3 shows at MerleFest, and I was excited about it. But leading up into it, I didn't have this anticipation. More than anything, I was just worried about what people were going to think. But it worked out.
Yeah.
It worked out very well.
Really well received. And
You were there, Cody?
yeah, it turned out to be really well received, and we had a great time. And I'm a guitar player too, so I had a lot of fun walking around with my guitar, just playing with people
Yeah.
and doing all that. It's just like a whole new environment for me, you know.
And maybe learning a few licks, watching a few guitarists that were there.
Man, there's some players.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe MerleFest is the answer, but what's the craziest, weirdest place you've ever played, Jonathan? Most memorable, or
This I'm not sure what side this lies on, but I've actually played a couple funerals, which seems random for a steel drum player.
Yeah.
That seems pretty random, but I've done a couple funerals, which is just really interesting. That's probably the most. I know that's like took a turn for the.
No, that's all
other
right.
side.
That is unique to have a steel pan at a funeral. But then, what is a funeral about? But to honor what is unique about the person that passed. Maybe. Have you been to Europe yet?
We've not been to Europe yet. We have
All right.
we have
You're
the
working
agent,
on
but we're working on it.
Cool.
We're working on it. That's a tough question. We've played. I mean, it's from one day we'll be in the classroom, one day we'll be in a rock club, one day we'll be in a theater, one day we'll be,
Yeah.
you know, at a school, at a college. You know, it's just random. At a party, you know, it's just it's such a whirlwind, you know.
Yeah.
We did a show one time opening for the hip hop guy Del the Funky Homo Sapien. That was a couple years ago now, and that was one of those things. Like, man, you know, we could have been in a classroom, you know, the very next day in a middle school. Or
The day
something.
before that, we opened for Ben Soley.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like, so that was a big change. Like,
Ben
one day
Soley.
we're opening for Ben Soley, next thing we're opening for Del the Funky Homo Sapien. And, like, you know, in a rock club,
Yeah.
500 kids on a Monday night in Lexington, Kentucky, you know? So it just varies, you know?
Yeah. You're a chameleon.
Might be the only band who did MerleFest and
And
Narnia. And the week before we were at a college.
Or will ever do it.
Maybe. Yes. But then again, you never know.
You never know.
Stranger things have happened.
Before we go any further, I want to say happy birthday to my mother.
All right.
Valerie,
Today?
yeah, today. Valerie Scales.
All right.
I think you're listening. I sent you a text message. So, yes.
Where she live?
She lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Right on.
Yes.
Right on. All right. Cool.
Yes. I wish I could be there today hanging out with my mom.
Well, maybe in a way you are.
Hopefully she's listening.
Yeah.
And we're kind of hanging out over through WNCW.
Through the internet.
Through the internet.
Right on. Cool. Right on. Congratulations on this forthcoming new release, Jonathan. Sounds really cool.
Thank you very much.
And all of you guys, this sounds great. It's the Jonathan Scales Orchestra wrapping up a session. Phil Bronson on the percussion. Really, man, where'd you get this guy? He's good.
I just found him randomly.
You just found him just hanging around, huh?
Yeah, just off the street.
Man, he's one of the best we've had here on the Kits in a while, folks. Phil Bronson on percussion. Cody Wright, for sure, strong on the bass, too. Nice work. Nice work.
you.
The Jonathan Scales Orchestra wrapping up this session here. They are playing tomorrow night in Asheville, their hometown at the Altamont. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8 with Casey Dreesen, fiddle virtuoso, and then you guys. And it's a CD release show for the CD that will be released in July.
That's correct. But we will have them.
But you will have them.
Yes.
Cool.
For our
Not just
special
virtual
Asheville
versions,
fans.
actual versions.
Actual real versions.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. And congratulations on being on Rope-a-Dope Records with it. That's great.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And your future European tour, thanks to your street team and
Yes.
behind-the-scenes team and
All
the
behind
Matrix,
scenes
too.
in the Matrix. Yeah.
Jonathan Scales wrapping up here. Thanks once again. Live Studio B sessions on WNCW are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company and Dennis Jones, our technical director. Let's keep things in Asheville, why don't we? This is a new one from the French Broad River Playboys. It's WNCW.